The chapter begins on Egghead, where Jewelry Bonney is still after Dr. Vegapunk. The latter marvels at the fact that she is a true human being. Bonney changes herself into a child and sobs that she broke something. A worried Dr. Vegapunk calls for medics and goes to check that she's okay. He walks into Bonney's trap. Once Vegapunk gets close enough, she uses her distorted future move to transform into a muscular adult and attacks Vegapunk with a pipe. She swings and misses as Vegapunk pleads with her to stop. Bonney unleashes the age skewer and knocks Vegapunk into his childhood as various trinkets are expelled from his body. Vegapunk supposes they're a manifestation of the years he lost and demands she change him back. Bonney tells him the transformation is temporary on living things. She grabs the helpless infant scientist and growls, "Why the hell did you kill my father?" Even in his vulnerable position, Dr. Vegapunk refuses to say why he turned Bartholomew Kuma into a mindless machine. He explains that if he tells her, the truth will only hurt her. At the same time on Redport, we see Kuma is attempting to climb the red line as the Marines attack. We see the desperate faces of Kuma and Bonney as Dr. Vegapunk cries, "I promised Kuma that I would keep his secret from you no matter what. I wish I could forget the whole ordeal." He explains that he is proud to consider Kuma a close friend and is adamant that it was Kuma who volunteered to give up his humanity. Bonney continues to attack Dr. Vegapunk, who insists that he was sworn to secrecy. As he tumbles to the ground, he yelps, "This is child abuse!" when suddenly a beeping sound emanates from a mysterious door. Bonney is drawn to the huge door as Dr. Vegapunk cries out, "Bonney, wait! Pay no attention to what's over there. It's got nothing to do with Kuma, do you hear?" We see that a huge bear paw print is painted on the door, and Bonney remarks that Vegapunk is clearly lying. She attempts to use a lever mechanism to unlock the door, but is unable to move it. She uses her powers to age the lock and slowly enters the room as the giant doors creak apart. Panting, she looks up to find an enormous paw-shaped bubble. Vegapunk recalls a memory with a still human Kuma. We see him recounting a story to Kuma about a scientist from West Blue who hypothesized that the 21 grams a person loses after dying is actually the weight of their soul. Dr. Vegapunk is enthralled by the idea and tells Kuma that he can use his Nikyu no Mi powers to give nerve signals and all kinds of intangible concepts of physical form, even transferring them to others. Vegapunk wonders, can we determine whether things like imagination and memories have mass and volume as well? Kuma sees where the scientist is going and replies, "So you want me to pull out my own memories and show you?" He immediately refuses, saying it's too personal, but Vegapunk begs him profusely that it will be a scientific advancement. In the present, Vegapunk pleads with Bonney not to touch the bubble. He warns that it's nothing but pain and strong enough to kill someone. Bonney tells Vegapunk that she's familiar with her father's abilities and understands they're his memories. We see Kuma get hit by the Marines, however he lives and they are unable to seize him. Meanwhile on the Labophase, Nami is in shock that Rob Lucci was able to infiltrate the facility. Usopp is grateful that Zoro and Brook are guarding the Thousand Sunny, saying, "There's no way they'd lose, even if it's 2 against 3. Shaka tells him to look again and points out that the Seraphim have joined, making it 2 against 7. The Straw Hats wonder if CP0 called in backup when the barrier was down. Shaka informs them that the Seraphim are capable of assessing combat situations and can make some decisions without being ordered. The Straw Hats realize they have an advantage. If Vegapunk's satellites can command the Seraphim, they can regain control as their authority is higher than both CP0's and Sentomaru. Edison and Lilith head off to try and regain control of the Seraphim, with Sanji and Frankie taking off to assist them. On the Thousand Sunny, Zoro and Brook see Kaku in his awakened state. Brook exclaims, "What the devil is he supposed to be?" Zoro replies that he's meant to be a giraffe, but seems a little different. He confidently says, "He's gonna wind up a diced-up corpse either way." Zoro tells Brook to watch the ship and charges. Kaka unleashes his Kilimanjaro attack, in which he swirls his neck around while firing his nose. Zoro blocks the attack and dodges, shouting, "I had my fill fighting critters with zigzagging attacks back in Wano," as he slams Kaku's head to the ground. Meanwhile, Rob Lucci manages to command the Seraphim. He shouts, "Quickly, before Vegapunk gets here, destroy the Labostratum." The pacifistas immediately start laying waste to the lab as Nami panics. Kaku is pleased to watch the Seraphims do his job when suddenly he feels a chomp on his neck. We discover that Stussy is putting him to sleep. Lucci is bewildered by her actions as she tells him he will be joining him for a catnap too. The chapter ends with enormous bat wings sprouting from her back. We learn she is Mad's first successful clone of one Miss Buckingham Stussy, a member of the Rock's Pirates.